All right. Well, it's Tuesday, May 15th, and yesterday, after, pretty much an entire year, um, I realized because the J15s have their PDM right now, their development, program development, spa project type workshop going on right now, and that's when I got this idea for the chicken project with my mudir, and that was a year ago. So it's been an entire year of me working on this project. And yesterday, the chickens came, and it was amazing. Uh, it's really hard to put into words like how I feel about these chickens actually being here now. The amount of work I've put into this, I haven't really. I can honestly say I've never worked as hard at anything uh, as I have trying to get these chickens here, trying to get this chicken house working. Um, So yeah, top five days of all time, easily. Um, so yesterday, I was talking to Hamid, my mudir, and he was like, "The chickens are coming at 10." So I was like, "All right, 10 o'clock." Telling everyone chickens are gonna be here at 10. Go back and I talked to him, and he's like, "All right, it's gonna be 11." So I go back, tell everyone it's gonna be 11. Then turns out he hasn't even been really talking to him. So I find out they're gonna come at 1:30, and our school's done at 1. So no one was there for the chickens getting there, which is fine. Um, I just wanted to get it done. I just wanted to like get the chickens in there. Uh, so they showed up in a truck. I actually have some video footage of it. I'll show in just a second. They showed up in a truck. Half of it was the food, 2 tons of food, and half of it was the 300 chickens, 15 chickens to a crate.
تاني تعال الصور.
So you saw in that clip, the chickens were pretty calm. I'd be freaking out if I was in that tiny plastic cage, but they were doing all right. We wound up meeting them in Thania and driving with them to the center. Those guys were really nice. They're really helpful. Um, yeah, no, it was good. It was nice to see Atwa and Hamid really take a leadership role. Because really throughout this entire year, it's some days they're really helpful. Some days they act like these chickens don't matter at all. Um, but I was talking to my parents about this. There was this. They had this like 10-minute conversation about what they were going to do about the chickens, and I swear they didn't even look at me at any point. They didn't even acknowledge that I was in the room, which is exactly what should be happening. I should not exist to them for this project. I should just be there to help them. Like I should not be involved in the decision making process. I'm just here to make sure that they're doing the right thing. So this is a good sign. It's a good sign. And Atwa, man, I really underestimated him. Um, it makes me wish that I had really gotten to know him more early so that he could have been a bigger part of this. I think I could have worked a lot less if I'd gotten to know him earlier. Uh, but he's been just amazing. Like the chicken house is gonna work because of him, not because of me. Um, like he's the one who's gonna keep this going. But anyway, like when they got there, it was when the chickens got there, it was just mind blowing because we moved the 2 tons of food first off the truck, which was difficult to say the least. And then they started hauling the crates of the chickens off, and it was just bizarre. Well, anyway, I have a video of that too. I'll show you that right now. So as you can see, that guy's just kind of like chucking the chickens, out of these crates, and who am I to judge? I don't know anything about chickens. But I was just standing there filming this. was like, wow, this is awesome. And finally, the guy's like, hey, man, just take it easy with the filming. Like, help us out a little bit here. So I was just getting in the way. I was just like, wow, 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 just being an idiot, just so excited about my chickens. Um, but so they would throw them in 15 at a time, and they would scatter, and then they would clump together in that one little corner, or like in the middle that you saw. So they would freak out, poop in midair. They were pooping all over the place, and then they would gather into a group, and then there'd be 15 more, and the group would get a little bigger. 15 more, and then the group would get a little bigger. 15 more, and the group would get a little bigger. Um, and it was so disgusting the amount of poop that came out of these chickens. So as they pulled them off the truck, chickens freaked out, so they all pooped. So there was like this big pile of poop outside the door. Then as they pushed them along the floor, they pooped again. So there's this streak of poop. And then as they threw them out of the cage, they would poop in midair. So there was this like kind of scattering of poop. Um, uh, it's you can really see what happened from the remnants of poop. You can kind of piece together what happened. It was pretty disgusting. Um, but once we got everything in place, I was just happy to have the chickens. To be honest with you. Well, these are my chickens. The water is in everything. Atwa and I are gonna feed them now. We're gonna put the food in the matters. But yeah, it's happened. They're here. So now we'll see what happens. They're supposed to make eggs in 2 days, and we don't have anything for that. So we'll see what we do. Here's a renegade. I'm gonna try to put him back in the thing. I'll point the camera this way, so maybe we can see my pathetic attempts at trying to get the chicken back. Didn't work. Well, it worked. He's in there, but I really don't know what I'm doing. So this is really awesome. This is like insanely awesome. So basically, I didn't sleep at all last night because I was I was thinking about these chickens the entire time. Uh, yeah, I couldn't stop thinking about them. I was so excited about these chickens. And I'll be honest with you, I was really nervous that I was going to show up this morning and all of them were going to be dead, like either by some desert dog that had snuck in somehow, or who knows what. I just thought I was going to come in and there's just going to be a bunch of dead chickens. Um, so I got there, and I went in to say hi to the drivers first off, because I wound up getting dropped off for whatever reason. It's a stupid story and not really relevant. So I showed up late, and I'm talking to the drivers, and they've been asking about these chickens and where are the eggs since the first day I started this project. So I expected a little bit of ribbing, or like some sort of joshing around about this, like when are the eggs going to get here, blah blah blah. Um, so the first thing they say to me is, "Yeah, there's a bunch of water on the floor." And I had had problems earlier with rain leaking. Um, and I thought I kind of fixed it. And it was raining a bunch yesterday, so I thought that was the problem. And I was like, man, did I must have I must have not fixed it at all. I must have made it worse because couldn't imagine the rain making that much of a mess. So I go back there and I look in and I'm just like, I don't see any water. I don't see anything. Like, what is the problem? And I take one more step, and it's like the sawdust goes from bone dry to soaking wet, like a wet towel. It just felt like a thick, wet towel. Um, Probably 20 square feet, maybe. God, I don't even know. Like, no, it was more than 20 square feet. It was half. It was half the chicken house, pretty much. Half of the sawdust was ruined. So I spent all day with Atwa and two of the students putting all of the sawdust into bags and letting it dry outside. Um, God, it was terrible work, but the students were awesome. The students listened, which did not expect. Atwa worked his butt off with me. He really worked hard. And he said I need to go and pick up some kanafa, which is this like really awesome dessert that they have here, and I can't give it to anyone else. I can only give it to him because we're the only ones that are working on this, is what he said. I don't know, he's just great. He's starting to joke around with me more. It's just good. He's turning into my Habibi. Absolutely love this guy. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I want to just kind of goofing around with the chickens today. Here's kind of the update. All right, well, here I am in the midst of all of my chickens. It's been a pretty wild day. We had one of the Musharrab right here. This part was leaking, but we fixed it. But there was probably, God, I don't even know how to estimate amounts of water. But this entire half of the chicken house was flooded. So we had to take all of the sawdust outside. It's drying in the sun right now, and I'm just trying to get everything going well. We got these chickens over there. They're kind of having a little bit of a fight. I'm not really sure what's going on. And that guy seems intent on roosting on top of one of those things. There's that old saying, don't shit where you eat. So we'll see what happens. I think we might need to put roosts in there. I haven't seen them go into the nesting boxes yet, so we'll see what happens with that. But these chickens are amazing. I'm really happy that we had these things. Oh, look at that! Look at that! We got our first nester. That guy wins the prize. He's the first one to venture inside of the nesting boxes. He's actually asleep right now. How adorable. Yeah. Let's see if we can get a close-up of one of these chickens here. There's a chicken. Let's bring him in nice and close there. Look at that guy. Look how beautiful that chicken is. They all look... Oh, and there's another one. They're very curious. Hard to tell if I'm gaining their trust or not, because, you know, they're chickens. But they seem pretty comfortable with me. They're really close to where I'm sitting. And this morning, they weren't at all. All right, look at that. These are how they feed. They're all gonna gather around that thing and just go to town on it. Yeah. But right now, what I'm doing is I made this little thing. It's really crappy, but it's like a. Let me change the focus here. It'll be easier. It's like a little net kind of thing. I made it with mesh, and I'm scooping out all the sawdust and stuff because it just gets really filthy. Just because there's all these chickens moving around. I'm interested to see what's going to happen with the eggs. I have no idea what's going to happen with these eggs, but it should be in a couple days. Like how curious they are, just pecking at that. And what is that? What is that, man? What is that? Yeah, they're all. It's just kind of. They're such weird animals. I don't know. I can't really explain it. These things are amazing. Just kind of have to be here. It's just wild. Look at that thing. What a weird bunch of animals. All right. Well, I should probably get back to work. I'm gonna keep hanging out with my new friends. 300 of my closest friends. So yeah. See, what is that guy doing? He just put his foot right on top of that thing. What the hell's your problem, man? Come on. But yeah, I should probably get back to work. Look at this guy. This guy thinks he runs this place. You're in my house, buddy. Wait, what is that? What is that? All right. Yeah, this is pretty GD sweet. Well, basically, I've been stressing out for a year. Anytime that I've said that I haven't been stressing out, I've been completely lying. I've been freaking out the entire time. But now I feel so good. I feel so relaxed. I'm not worried about anything. If they lay eggs, great. If they don't lay eggs, I'm gonna be confused, but man, we got chickens. Like, we'll figure it out. Now we'll just sell them for meat. Well, that's worst case scenario. I'm not even worried about that. They're gonna lay eggs. We're gonna sell these eggs, but that ain't even my problem. I just gotta make sure that other people do it. It's great. I'm a manager now. I don't have to work. I'm not labor anymore. I'm a manager. Uh, yeah, I don't know. It'll be fun. I'm not worried about it at all. I'm gonna transfer all of this worry and problems to Hamid tomorrow. I'm gonna have kind of a talk about like what are we gonna do with things. Uh, but couldn't be happier. This is uh, this is exactly what I hoped for when I started. This is exactly the feeling I had hoped for when I started. So it was worth it. Definitely validated my entire service. So I feel pretty good.